Okay, test tomorrow. You have a review kind of like this one just for practice. So here's a video. Set up an equals and we'll go x times 5. I write 5x and 7 times 3 is 21. All we have to do then is divide by 5. Okay, 21 divided by 5. It's a decimal. That's fine. 4.2. Okay, this one's a little more complicated. You have two x's, so you just circle one of them. Now you got 7x, but there's also a 2, so we'll put a 1 in the x, and we'll put 1x and 2. We multiply both of them by 7, okay? So that's 7x and 14. So on this side, I'll write 7x plus 14. Now on my other side, okay, again, we have a 2x with a negative 11, okay? Make that plus negative. So 2x and negative 11 are the two terms there. They each are multiplied by 5. So that's 10x, and that's negative 55. So write 10x minus 55. Okay, now you need to simplify this so you only have a single x. I would pick the smaller one if I were doing it. Okay, so that's a positive. So to make that a 0, we'd minus it. Line up your equals, and you have 14 by itself. You don't need the plus there anymore. Then 3x minus 55. Okay, so now I just have x on this side. We have a minus 55 and a times 3. First we add 55. We're solving for x. So that side's 69. And then we have 3x. Then divide by the 3. 69 divided by 3 is 23. So that one, you just got to keep it together, okay? 160% of what number is 200, okay? So again, 100% and then a percent above it, and then is of. So percent, okay? You got 160 of those. After of, it says what? So x goes here, and then 200 goes here. And then it's pretty easy from there. That side's going to say 160x, and then 100 times 200 is a pretty big number. Remember to write all the zeros down, and that's 20,000. Okay, dividing time by the 160. Now, if you get a weird decimal, don't freak out about it, okay? Just keep going with the process. 125. Don't put a percent on that if it's one of these two. Percent is of. Percent, you have 63%. After of, you have 150. That means I don't have anything to go here. Okay, so we'll put 100x on that side. On the other side, we'll go 63 times 150. It's going to be 9,450. Divide by 100. So 9,450 divided by 100 is 94.5. Again, don't put a percent if it's over there. Give myself some more room here. Okay, percent, I don't have a percent. Okay, so x is my percent. After of, we got 48, and then is 20. Okay, so here you've got 48x. I like to put the x on that side if it's the only one I have. That's just my preferred way. And then it doesn't really matter. So 100 times 20 is 2,000. Okay, all I have to do here is divide by 48. So I divide 2,000 by 48. 41.6 repeating. Remember, I didn't freak out because I got a decimal. I just put it, and it's a x is a percent, so it's that percent. Okay, let's turn it over. Similar triangles, similar shapes. On one side, you just put the x with the 10. Now if I look at the big triangle, the X is similar to the 6. The 10 is similar to the 25. So I have it all right. So I've got 25x, and on the other side I take 10 times 6, which is 60. So 60 divided by 25 is going to be 2.4. Alright, next one. 2 feet, whoops, I screwed this up. That's supposed to say 2 inches, okay, inches. Sorry about that, 2 inches, I screwed it up. Okay, you're going to put 1 inch and then 2.54 cm. And then remember to align your labels the same, okay? It's 2 inches, and I got to figure out the centimeters. So I've got 1x, because 1 times x, and 2.54 times 2 is 5.08. You can divide by 1, although it's going to be just the same thing, 5.08. And then put cm as your label, because that's where the x is. 5, you've just figured out how many centimeters that is. Okay, now some word problems, okay? I think you got this down. This is the page where you got to watch out for. Someone could chop down 3 trees in 5 hours. At the same speed, how many trees can be chopped in 18 hours? So fill out your table. You got 5 hours, 3 trees. And then you have 18 hours, and you're trying to figure out how many trees you could chop. The zeros mean I don't need to draw a line. Okay, I go right to my proportions, and I put your time label on bottom. Okay, if you got put your label of time on bottom. So the hours on bottom and the trees on top. So 5 hours, 3 trees, because the next problem gets really screwed up if you don't put the time on bottom. 18 hours, question mark, you put X if you want. Then it's from there, it's easy to solve. You got 5X, 3 times 18, it's going to be 54, and then we'll divide by 5. 54 divided by 5 is 10.8. You can put 11 if you want. I'll put 10 or 11. I'll put 10.8. Because trees would be chopped by the full, but that's fine. If you put the decimal, I'm not going to dock you, just show your work. Okay, now you have 2 tables. Okay, 2 people are working together to rake leaves. One person can fill 3 trash bags in 20 minutes. Another person can fill 1 trash bag in 10 minutes. How many minutes will it take them to fill 20 trash bags working together? Those say bags. I put can accidentally. Bags. Can't read my writing, I know. That's horrible writing. Okay, you got 2 tables because there's 2 people. One person can do 3 bags. Takes him 20 minutes to do it. Now there's another one. The other person can do 10 bags. Takes him 10 minutes to do it. How many minutes will it take them to fill 20 bags working together? Now we put 20 bags in the middle, okay? So to line this up, you're going to make a proportion, but you have to add another ratio in there. Add it, plus, okay? Not multiply. You've never multiplied, but a lot of people do. Remember, please put the time label on the bottom. Minutes and bags are my labels. You got to make sure the minutes go on the bottom. Okay, and the bags go on the top. Okay, so you got 3 bags, 20 minutes. Then you put 1 bag, 10 minutes, and then you have 20 bags together, X minutes. Now, we have to add those, okay? Over here, we're still, line up the equals. Over here, you still got 20 over X. That stays the same. But over here, this is going to change because I'm going to take 3 over 20. Remember to add fractions on a calculator. You go 3 ABC 20 plus 1 ABC 10, and that's 1/4. Okay. Now I'm in a good position to do my multiplication. Okay. So you're going to get 1x there, 4 times 20 is 80 right there. Okay. Oops, I forgot to put that down at the bottom. It says minutes. Put minutes. Divide by 1, and 80 divided by 1 is 80. So it's going to take 80 minutes to fill the 20 trash bags when they work together. Okay, fractions and percents. These are a little bit harder when put into these, I'm not going to lie. 7/8 of the crops were ready for harvest season. There were 96 crops. How many of them are ready for harvest? Now don't put 100%. It's a fraction, so 7/8. Now the top label is the part I circled. So we're ready for harvest. And over here, same thing. We're ready for harvest. And then the bottom is your total. Total. Okay, now I have to figure out where to put that 96. Does it say 96 we're ready for harvest? No, it doesn't. So I put X in the we're ready for harvest. 96 is the total. I'm trying to figure out how many of them were ready for harvest. I'm figuring that out. Okay, so you got 8x, and then take 7 times 96, 672, and then you just have to divide by 8. So 672 divided by 8 is 84. 96 crops, so you put the same label on that, 84 crops. Number 11, 30% of the students in school attended the college fair. If there were 120 students who attended the college fair, how many students are there in this school? Now, a percent can be written as a fraction. You just put 100% below it. Now, label the top. I told you I circled what you need to label the top. Attended the college fair. And then that's my total. And then they're the same thing here. Attended the college fair and total. Okay, did 120's got to go here somewhere. Okay, did 120 students attend the college fair? Yeah, it says that they did. So I could put 120 here and then X here. 30x, 100 times 120 is just going to be a lot of zeros. 12,000. Now divide by 30. I think it's 400. We'll check for sure. Yep, 400. Now as far as the label, look at the 120 students, so it's 400 students. Okay, number 12, an item is 40% off its original price. Now, I've underlined off because you're going to make your ratios with 100%, but the word off means you need to not put 40, okay? You need to take 100 minus 40, and that's 60. So your percent on top, 60. Now, I circled the word after, and it always goes after and before. Okay, again, the 100% is always before and the other percent's after. Okay, so I've circled after. That means that's where we're putting the X because we don't know it. Now the before then is $60. Okay, and then you'll be able to find how much it was after. So 100x, 60 times 60 is 3,600. Now divide by 100. Okay, 3,600 divided by 100 is 36. Now check the label on 60, it's dollars, so it's $36. So watch that before after thing. Remember, it's this is your top label, and then total's the bottom on these two, but then over here it's after, before, after, before. Okay, you did a really good job on this problem that I graded yesterday. I checked it, was done exactly right. 2 airplanes travel for the same amount of time, and I wrote that there for a pointer. The first plane flies at an average speed of 625 miles per hour. The second plane travels at an average speed of 700 miles per hour. The faster plane travels 300 miles further. What's the distance each plane traveled? So you set up that table with the fast, slow table. Okay, speed, do that first, then distance, then time. The speeds are the miles per hour, so I have it here and here. So it's going to be 700 fast, 625 slow. Now get those out of there because we already put them. We know what they are. Distance, it says that's just the mile. Remember, speed's mph, miles per hour. Distance is just miles. It says 300 miles further. So that means you don't just put 300. You don't know the miles traveled. So you put X and X, but you can add 300 to that X, the faster one. And then the time. Time is where I do my distance divided by speed, but I don't know my distance in either one. Here we have X plus 300, and here we have X. The speed is 700 here and 625 here. Okay, set those equal. So X plus 300 over 700 equals X over 625. And then you multiply. Okay, I would just do this one simpler, so that's 700X. This one, again, you gotta finagle because you have a 300. So you put a 1 with your X, and then you write 1X and 300 separately. Then you'll times by 625 on both of them. So it's going to be 625X. This one, get ready to write a lot of numbers. It's pretty big. 187,500. So 187,500. And I just write 625X. Remember the X plus 187,500. Okay, now you got X's on opposite sides. Mark that one and get it to 0 by minusing it. 75X and then 187,500. Then divide by 75. $2,500. Okay, so you put that in your first answer. X equals 2,500. So I got 2,500. Now I cross out those X's. So we know we have that. We have to take 2,500 plus 300, and that's 2,800. Okay, don't hesitate to ask questions if something's confusing. Okay, I know you don't like to ask questions, but I'm not going to be in your face about it. Just you're more than welcome if you need help.